as you go through these videos, you're going to listen a lot. You may listen to them 2 or 3 times. I know whenever I went through any kind of training videos, I always like to listen to them multiple times because that was the way that I learned. I did a good job with hearing things, and I was an audible learner. However, I'm going to share something with you to increase your chances of success in retaining what you're hearing the first or second time. There are a few steps that you can take to make sure that you retain this information and that you can put it into action, okay? So the first thing that you can do is take notes, all right? You probably have your phone there. If you're watching this on a computer, you can use your phone. If you're watching on your phone, write it down on something. Take notes. There are 3 ways people learn, and people learn by visual, audible, and kinesthetic. Okay, visual learners are really easy. They learn by seeing things, right? They got to see it being done, all right? And that's great. Or they like to read a lot of times or watch videos like you're doing now. Audible learners like to listen to things. They learn better by hearing how to do it, hearing how it's done, and then they can go do it themselves. And then you have kinesthetic learners, and they like to be hands-on. They like to go in and do the stuff themselves, okay? They like to be hands-on. They like to touch and feel and do it themselves and you know, hey, you show me and I can do it myself, and now I've learned it. So when all of us are inclined to one of these as their strongest way to learn, however, we all learn all 3 ways. So if you're listening to something and you're watching something and you're writing something down, you are covering all 3 ways that you learn. Visual, audible, and kinesthetic, and you'll have a much higher retention rate if you incorporate all 3 ways of learning. The second thing that you need to do is you need to be willing to change, okay? You have to be willing to change. You can't watch videos like this about success and motivation if you are not willing to change. And that's all up to you. The root word of change is barter. I bet you didn't know that, did you? The root word of change is barter. And that's a little weird, isn't it? The root word of change is barter. The definition is to make or become something different. To make or become something different. So if the root word is barter and the definition is to make or become something different, it kind of implies that you have to give up something to get something different, don't you? You have to give up the old and pick up the new. You have to give up your old habits and pick up new habits, okay? But you have to make that decision. That is completely up to you. That's not up to anybody else. That's totally up to you. And you can watch all the videos you want, but if you don't take action on them, it won't matter. The third thing that you need to do is set goals. I'll get into goal setting a little bit later in the videos. However, goal setting is really important, and you need to be able to set goals and set goals to know how you're doing, to be able to mark your levels of success. So you can go through the 4 stages of learning and be able to see your rise. It's really awesome when you start seeing that. You also need to visualize achieving those goals. Sit down and meditate and visualize achieving those goals. This will help you succeed also. You also have to make a commitment to your success. You have to make a commitment to your success, okay? You have to make a commitment to that change. You have to make a commitment to your success. That's so important. So many people will watch these kinds of things and think that they're going to be successful by osmosis, and that doesn't happen. You have to be committed. You have to be committed. It's really important, ladies and gentlemen, that you make that choice. You make that choice, and you go forward in it. Be committed to change. The last thing that you have to do is remember that mediocrity is just mediocrity, and you're not mediocre because you have decided to watch these videos. You've invested the time in watching these videos, and they're important. You're important. You're not mediocre. You were made to be great, and you need to realize that every single day. See you in the next video.